We witnessed another tense chapter in a story that continues to shake the nation yesterday. The assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk and the extraordinary court battle unfolding around his accused killer, Tyler Robinson, just 22 years old. He appeared in a Provo courtroom yesterday in his first full in-person hearing. And from the moment he walked in wearing a blue button-down and an argyle tie, the legal fireworks began. Because his attorneys, and listen to this, are pushing hard to ban cameras from the courtroom. That's right. In one of the most consequential murder cases in recent history, the defense is asking for less transparency. And yet, on the other side, Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika Kirk, has been absolutely clear. She wants every hearing broadcast so the country can see exactly what's happening.
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is. This is something that could impact a generation and generations to come.
I agree with her, don't you? A grieving wife demanding transparency, a defense team trying to shut the public out. They don't want us to see what's going on, and a judge somewhat caught in the middle. So let me walk you through what happened. A closed-door hearing, and a judge who's now tiptoeing, Judge Tony Graff is his name. He allowed cameras at the start, but more than 2 hours into the hearing, they went behind closed doors, off limits, not only to the public, not only to the press, but even to Robinson's own family. His mother, his father, brother, they all had been seated in the gallery, but once the secret portion began, they were escorted out. Robinson, who's accused of gunning down Charlie Kirk in front of thousands of horrified students at the Utah Valley University, he sat calm. In fact, he was almost relaxed. Eyewitnesses say that he even smiled and joked with his lawyers before things began. That in itself is a bit chilling to me. What about you? But then the clash over cameras took center stage. When the courtroom reopened, Robinson's attorney, Stacey Visser, lashed out at the press, accusing outlets of violating the judge's order by showing Robinson's shackles and capturing stray audio from the defense table. She argued that it threatened her client's ability to get a fair trial. Meanwhile, the media's attorney apologized, saying any violations were inadvertent and pleading with the judge not to throw reporters out of the room. Judge Graff ordered the cameras repositioned and allowed the hearing to continue. But it's clear this courtroom is going to be constant. It's going to be a constant battle over transparency. Now, the stakes couldn't be higher. Remember, Robinson isn't facing a simple murder charge. He is charged with aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious injury, obstruction of justice, 2 counts of witness tampering, and committing a violent offense in the presence of a child. And if he's convicted, he faces execution by firing squad. Yes, Utah still has that option, and prosecutors have not been hesitant to mention it in numerous times. This isn't a case that's going to slip quietly through the system, folks. There's national interest, there's political interest, and deep emotional trauma tied to every hearing. People in America want to know what happened. They want to hold this young man responsible for killing a young man, Charlie Kirk, who was making a big difference in this country, who was leading young people to be involved in government. And there was a big faith component too. Turning Point USA is not shy about sharing their faith with these young people. Now, Erika Kirk has made it clear that the proceedings must be public. And honestly, she's right. Charlie Kirk was a public figure. The assassination, think about this for a minute. The assassination happened on camera in front of a crowd. This young man designed that. He wanted to make it a very public assassination. This case has enormous implications, folks, for political violence and the radicalization that we're seeing online. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and the country deserves to see how justice is handled, or maybe not handled in a case like this. Investigators say Robinson admitted to the killing in text messages with his transgender roommate, communications that helped the FBI, of course, track him down just 33 hours after the shooting. When his father recognized him in the photo circulating online, he turned him in. That had to be a tough thing for that father to do. He allegedly revealed where the bolt-action rifle was hidden. The motive still isn't entirely clear, but prosecutors say the digital trail is damning toward this young man. And that's why Robinson's defense team is working overtime to control the courtroom environment. They want him in civilian clothes. They fought unsuccessfully to remove the shackles. And how they want cameras banned, I cannot imagine why they think that a judge would allow that. But hey, maybe they convinced the judge. It's not unusual in a high-profile case, but it's hard not to see the contrast. You have a calm defendant, a grieving wife demanding transparency, and a nation still trying to process one of the most shocking acts of political violence in recent memory. So let's just step back for a moment. Charlie Kirk wasn't just a conservative commentator. He was a rising MAGA leader, co-founder of Turning Point USA, a man whose work shaped an entire generation of young conservatives. His funeral was held at State Farm Auditorium in Arizona, an arena. People traveled from all over the world to be there. I mean, that's how many people wanted to honor him. They had to literally rent a stadium. He leaves behind Erika, his wife, 2 young children. This trial, every hearing along the way matters for them. But it also matters for every American watching the temperature of our political climate rise. President Trump himself has said that the assassin should face the death penalty. Millions agree. And that's precisely why the defense wants less visibility and not more. So what's next? The judge will rule on whether cameras stay or go. And that decision will shape the entire rest of this case. Erika Kirk says transparency is non-negotiable. Defense says cameras jeopardize a fair trial. What do you say? Text me, email me, joey@joeyhudson.com. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit the like button, drop a comment below, email me, joey@joeyhudson.com, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more clear, no-spin breaking news and commentary. I'm Joey Hudson. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.